stacks of paper everywhere, and I've cleaned out about half of it, and we're going to get painting. You know, my wife is a good painter, and she's going to paint a nice background for the show here. So, hey, but we do have a lot of good guests week to week, and it's rare that we have so much trouble. And I want to thank Aubrey for being such a gracious guest and putting up with it and answering questions in the text chat before we really got into the audio portion of the interview show. So thank you so much, Aubrey. For all the work he's done. You know, he's, like he said, he did 55 different speaking engagements last year. That's a lot. How many is that per month? That's about 5 per month, probably traveling around the world. So, yeah, unfortunately, it is quite a stressful deal leading the SENS Foundation, I suppose. And again, he thanked very well Kelsey Moody, who's been doing a good job with MFURI, the Methuselah Foundation Undergraduate Research Initiative, and the Institute, of course, supports MFURI with scholarships, and we might be doing that again this year. And also, John Schlondorn with the Institutes of Biogerontology down in Tempe, Arizona, and all the good work he has done down there. It has been awesome. So anyway, I should check the chat here. Yeah, the audio quality, I see someone was mentioning that was doing well. Okay, good audio quality in general. I noticed Skype had a couple of little times where it was a little fuzzy. Someone said that I can turn off the auto updates, and that's something I should really do. Profits. Hey, thanks for that. You know, someone I think mentioned that a few weeks ago, months ago, one other night when we were having troubles, and they said, hey, just turn it off or reschedule it or something like that. But I just haven't done it yet. Anyway, during the interview, when we were having the technical troubles, and I looked, and it looked like something was downloading. Something on my taskbar was updating. It was blah, 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 blah. And I know this is probably boring the heck out of most of you, but this is what we do at the end of the show. Normally I have news and some other updates, but really I said, forget it. Well, let me see. What do I got? Oh, you know, we usually talk about our folding at home team. So how's that? Longevity Meme Team, the one that we support with the Folding at Home prize, is up to position 77, up 2 spots in the last week. No, 1 spot in the last, no, yeah, 2 spots in the last week, 1 spot in the last 24 hours. So we have slowed down a little bit, but we're still moving up with the team. Here's a projection for the next couple of weeks, months. We should gain another 5 spots by, let's say, June 19th, 1.8 months from now. June 13th, 1.8 months from now, if we continue on our current point production. Of course, if you fold for the Longevity Meme Team, not only can you win cold, hard cash, you can also win Life Extension Foundation gift certificates if you go shopping for perhaps supplements at the Life Extension Foundation. You can win gift certificates. Just fold for the team. Folding at home, that's what it's called, and that's one update that we usually do. But the rest of the updates, you know what? I chucked them after we had the technical trouble in the beginning. I thought for a second maybe I had too many graphics loaded up for the show. But turns out that probably wasn't the problem. So, well. But anyway, we are going to get any other questions for me tonight? Can we get Falloon on here? Oh yeah, Bill Falloon or Saul Kent. That's a couple people that maybe would be rather interesting to have on the show, since they, you know, I've heard a lot of different opinions about Life Extension Foundation. And they seem like generally, I mean, I think they're a very positive force for life extension, and they funded, for those of you that don't know, they have funded a lot of life extension related research and things throughout the years. Cryonics in particular, I'm pretty sure, Shauna, haven't they funded LCOR conferences in the past? Haven't they given grants for cryonics research in the past? I know Shauna's still there. I think they have. So, pretty good organization there. Bill Falloon or Saul Kent, I think they would make very interesting guests to have on the show. Jonathan asked, will Transcendent Man be shown in Canada? I tried to mention that earlier, when it was supposed to be a normal Sunday evening update show, right? And things were, you know, it was supposed to go well. It didn't go well. But Transcendent Man, I'm sure, will be in Canada somewhere. In the big cities, anyway. I'd say Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, Edmonton. I have no doubt it's got to be somewhere in Canada being shown. So it'll be around. If you go to the website transcendentman.com, I'm sure when it is released next week or in 8 days from now, that there will be a list of cities where it'll be shown. And also, Jonathan, you can sign up for an email alert. I did this to find out where it will be showing in my area. I live in Wisconsin. It might not show in Wisconsin. I don't know. Depends on how popular it gets. But if it's showing in Chicago or Minneapolis or Madison or something like that, perhaps I could go, travel, make a little trip out of it, go see the movie. So you can sign up for email alerts and find out. And did Shauna ask? Saul runs suspended anime. Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, as far as I know, Life Extension Foundation is very intimately involved in many, anti-aging efforts and cryonics research efforts. So. Some people criticize LEF for, selling supplements. I've heard that, they push supplements too hard, but as I look at the organization, they make money consulting. They have doctors on staff, they sell supplements, and, they generally, even if some people I would say they push it too hard, they base any kind of supplement sales on research. Maybe it's not the most in-depth or the most thorough, most well-studied supplements in the world. We're dealing with Life Extension. We're dealing kind of with experimental territory here. So when good news comes out about a particular supplement, I mean, you get a couple of research results. People are going to exploit that or test that on themselves. It's just the way it goes. The way I look about it, that's just the way it goes. But anyway, hey, I want to thank everyone for showing up. Any other questions for me tonight? I want to mention that I am working on some other guests coming up. I did have a good snake oil segment here for tonight, the laser and infrared therapy that's been kind of exploding recently. That's something that's not really snake oil, but kind of blurs the territory between legitimate and not so much. I saw a Consumer Reports segment on laser skin therapy and infrared LED therapy and stuff like that. It's kind of the rage lately. I was going to do a little coverage of that, but technical problems prevented that. As you can tell, I pulled my hair out from the technical troubles. It was just ridiculous. What else was I? Guests coming up. Kelsey Moody. We talked about the SENS Foundation Undergraduate Research Initiative, formerly M-Theory, but now SENS Theory, I guess you could call it. Kelsey Moody was hoping to be on the show either next week or the first weekend of May. Also, still working on getting Peter Passaro in here for an episode on brain-computer interfacing, and also Jennifer Chapman from LCOR. If we can't get Chapman from LCOR, I'm going to get Ben Best, perhaps, from Cryonics Institute, or a representative from Cryonics Institute, or Suspended Animation. And then also Stuart Olshansky from the University of Illinois, Chicago. I've been in contact with him, and he has promised an appearance here on the Sunday Evening Update. He, as you know, is working to get some grant money from the NIH, some dedicated anti-aging research grant money to the tune of $3 billion. Now, given the current economic situation, maybe they won't get that much, but even if they got a little bit, a drop in the bucket, $100 million, just dedicated toward anti-aging research, I'm sure that would make a big difference. And he's just waiting on some sort of confirmation, or Olshansky is. He's the one who promoted the longevity dividend. And he's waiting on some confirmation from the NIH. And he hasn't heard anything yet, but when there is any kind of announcement, then he promised he will be on the show. Sunday evenings, for those of you who are just tuning in, we had Aubrey De Grey earlier on the show, and usually it runs from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday evenings. It's almost every Sunday evening. You can go to immints.org to keep track of when certain guests will